Well, welcome back to our hillside garden on a remarkably sunny day, actually, after having like 2 months of rain here in South Wales. And as we're getting towards the end of winter, I think it's time to prune our fig tree. As you can see, it's gone a bit wild. It's kind of taking over and hiding some of our deck here. And there's lots of kind of tangled branches. So for the last few years, I've been taking sections at a time, pruning back and encouraging new growth. I do that because if you cut the whole tree back in one foul swoop, you're in danger of losing most of your fruit for that coming year. And because I love my figs, I've still got some in the freezer, I've been doing it section by section, but I think this year I've got to have a good old go at it. I've got my tools ready. I've got my my loppers there for the thicker branches, my trusty Felco, whoops, almost fell over, my trusty Felco secateurs, and this bad boy, my extendable saw to get some of those higher branches there cut back, and not to mention, of course, the sweeping brush for the tidy up. So join me as we have a look in more detail how we cut back a fig tree to encourage neat growth. And also, we're going to have a look at the different types of fruit that we've got here. Here's some from last year, and we're going to go and hunt for some of the buds for this summer's fruit. Join me. Right, so here we go. Let's have a look at these fruit here. That's the fruit that was kind of set last summer and autumn, and we rarely get any edible fruits here in the UK. In South Wales, we rarely get that second late summer crop to actually ripen, and so they've been dropping off through the course of the winter, and I've got a few stragglers left on there, but as you can see, they're rotting off. They're not going to come to anything. The buds that we're looking for are the buds that are going to appear this spring and swell up during the spring and early summer, ready to be picked this kind of August, maybe July and early September. And that, I'm hoping, is one of those little kind of, can you see it? So that looks like the little baby fruit which will ripen this summer. So I'm hoping that we'll leave ourselves some of those and have some nice healthy pickings of figs. So first of all, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to attack this branch here. You can see it's going right across and getting lost over in that kind of hedging over there, my Lonissa and my Photinia red robin, and the fruits are kind of out of reach. So I'm going to cut it right back down, probably to about here. Can you see there's a bit of a kink in the branch just there? So I'm hoping if I cut it back to around here somewhere, I'll get some new upright growth from behind there, a bit like some of that upright growth I've got there already, and we can start again. So let's get the tools on that. Right, here we go. So I've decided to cut it a little bit along from that kink there, because there'll be some nice dormant buds there which will shoot up and fill that gap there. There's already quite a few branches just behind it, so I didn't want to go too far back. And you can see that I've done a little bit of a cut underneath, so I've cut up from underneath there, so that trying to avoid, when you cut through, getting any kind of a snap there, having a nice clean cut through. That's the plan anyway. Please notice I've put on my new gloves here, because figs, the sap that comes from figs can be a bit of an irritant on the skin. So I'm just trying to avoid getting sap on me. So there's an extra little tip for you for no extra charge. If you're doing some pruning on figs, your best bet is to wear some gloves. Right, you can see I've started cutting from the top now as well, and the wound is opening up, which is showing me that we're getting there. So nice and gently. It's quite a soft wood. Our fig. Oh, look, it started to split there. That's what I didn't want. There we go. It's a nice clean cut now. I just cut off the little split bit on the end to get a nice clean surface there. I don't like having split ends. because that can kind of bring in disease and stuff. So I suppose you can get this kind of sealing paint to seal over that wound there. I've never done it with a fig, but I might have a little run around, have a look in my shed, see if I can find any sealing paint just to paint over there. But as I say, I've done it in previous years and not had an issue or a need to seal the wound. So I need to now start looking at some thinner branches to take out. Right, so I've cut up that branch and it's in the recycling bag. So now I'm looking at some of these other thinner branches. This one here must have quite a few of my hairs and bits of scalpy skin on there from where I've tried to walk under it and it's knocked my head. So that's definitely coming out. It's a shame because there's probably some fruiting buds. Yeah, it's got a little fruiting bud there, I think. But the branch has got to come out and I'm going to cut him right back because he's actually growing down. And we don't want downward, or not too many downward growing branches. So I'm going to cut him right back to there. Trying to do this left-handed. Oh, there. Got a squeeze. There, he's down. This thin little branch here. They're not much use, so let's cut him back there. And oh, look. I think we've got some little fruiting buds there, and because what I'll do is I'll let that fruiting bud swell up, and then if he starts to grow out towards my head, I can cut him back to just above the fruiting bud. Now what will happen when you prune back branches like this and twigs like that is you'll get new growth, and in the summer that new growth, let's imagine if that new growth kind of shoots up to kind of up here somewhere, 30-40 centimeters higher, you can kind of trim that back a little bit in the summer to encourage fruiting new growth. So a lot of new growth from winter prunes can produce, the new growth that comes can be quite long and soft like that, those vertical shoots you can see there. So I might need to cut some of those back in the summer to discourage more long upright growth and to encourage some side shoots which will have the fruit on them. So this kind of winter or early spring prune that I'm doing now is about getting rid of kind of tangled branches, old branches, encouraging new growth, but that new growth may need some trimming in the summer or next summer to stop it going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher with no fruit until you get about 10 foot up. So yeah, this is kind of this winter prune or late winter, early spring prune is kind of step one structural pruning, and then to get more fruiting shoots, I found that a little bit of a summer trim can help. Anyway, that's enough of the theory. Now I'm going to get stuck in and I'll show you how far I progress when I'm finished. This one, God, getting tangled up in the branches here. This one here is a bit floppy. In fact, I can see that several of these branches that are quite thin and kind of arching down are coming from the centre through there. Can you see where I'm pointing there? So I'm going to go around and I'm going to cut those branches that I can see are just kind of growing down and through. I want to try and get some a clear centre to this this plant. Open it up a little bit. This branch here, look, he's growing back through the other side of the tree. He's bent there, so I'm going to take him out as well. Oh yeah. Come on, fella. And in fact, you can see where the way he'd grown, he'd been rubbing against the trunk, the main trunk of the tree there. So where you've got crossing branches, if you leave them and they're rubbing against each other, eventually that's going to cause that branch to die because he's lost the kind of the outer, well, at least half of the bark there, and that'll be affecting the kind of the flow of nutrients up through the stem if that carries on. So he was better off out. That's good. Well, there's another couple of shoots here that are growing back towards the middle. Can you see them there? Let's get rid of them. there we are. So that branch there, which has come all the way down from the base of the tree, so you know that can become a main structural branch. It had about 5 or 6 quite strong shoots on it, but I've reduced it down to 2, so that there's now 2 shoots that can kind of grow outwards and upwards, nice strong shoots, rather than having 6 shoots that are growing all over the place. We've got 2 strong shoots that are growing in the right direction. So sometimes you have to be hard. You'll be hard, see? Right, let's get rid of these guys here that are coming from the centre of the branch, centre of the tree there. Well, it doesn't look like it, but I have got rid of a lot of wood from there, and I've opened up, if you look at it from this side, I've opened up the kind of the centre of the tree somewhat. There are still quite a few of these thinner branches that I could cut back, but because they may just have some flower buds on, fruiting buds, I'm going to leave some of those until the summer, and having given it a good old hard prune, cut through some quite thick stems there, and got all this overhanging stuff that was there, got rid of that. I think that's enough for the time being, and I'll have another look at this in the summer to maybe cut back some of those thinner shoots to encourage some more fruiting shoots. Most importantly, I can do you an update in the summer to see what level of fruiting we get. I do like my figs. Any questions, any comments, any suggestions, any experiences that you've had with growing figs in climates like we have in the UK, in slightly colder, wetter climates, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment in the YouTube comment section just below this video. We love to hear from you. And if I don't know the answer, I'm sure somebody else who watches my videos will. Thanks for watching. Bye.